the Firebringer. If you're looking to play melee at League Start, this build is going to be for you. So if you saw the reveal video that GGG put out for the patch 0.3, this is essentially what it's going to be. A lot of fire on the ground, a lot of fissures proccing. So the way this works is two new skills. Number one, Forge Hammer. All you need to know about this is that it has two activation methods, I suppose. The first is you just throw the hammer and then it slams when it hits the ground, and you can recall the hammer to just reset the cooldown entirely, and you can just keep throwing it, recalling it over and over and over. The second mechanic is, and if we go back here in the video, when you war cry next to the hammer that's already on the ground, he just threw the hammer there, he's popping his war cry, it explodes, it shatters the war hammer, and then a bunch of volcanic fissures pop out of it. And then every time you slam near the volcanic fissures, this is just how this mechanic works, it triggers them as an aftershock and it does their damage again. And the second new skill is what makes this really bonkers, as you can see in the video here, Ancestral Cry. So this is a glory skill, I'll talk about that more in 1 second, but the only line that matters here is while you are embodying Comb, just while this war cry is active, your footsteps trigger volcanic steps, which is a slam. Your footsteps are now a slam. So as you can see in the video, yet again, he is just walking around and he is proccing a billion fissure aftershocks over and over and over. So that is the gist of the build. You're going to throw the hammer and then recall it for clearing, which should feel actually pretty dang good. And then for single targets, you just throw the hammer, pop a war cry, it shatters, and then you use Ancestral Cry, and you just walk around and proc the fissure. Now, if you have any experience with Path of Exile, you'll know that there are two main things that we have to solve for here. Number one, the uptime of Ancestral Cry. It requires 100 glory to use. Glory is simply a mechanic where enemies have a power rating, and then every time you ignite an enemy based on their power rating, you gain a certain amount of glory. The only thing that matters here is a unique enemy, because all rare enemies should die well within this 8-second period here. But on unique enemies, if you don't kill them within the 8 seconds, guess what? You're going to have to ignite them 5 times, because each unique enemy has 20 power. 5 ignites equals another proc of Ancestral Cry. Long story short, you're going to have 8 seconds to kill anything. If you don't kill them within this window, you have to ignite them 5 times from any other method, and then you will be able to use Ancestral Cry again and do this whole combo. So I want to make it clear that is a rather big unknown with this build. How are we going to ignite enemies fast enough in the downtime? Number one, will we even have downtime? Are we going to kill everything within 8 seconds? I mean, maybe that's actually a possibility. Warriors. Maybe GGG secretly loves warriors, guys. Maybe we're going to do 1 billion damage with this skill. I don't know. Realistically, the big question is, what is our uptime on Ancestral Cry? And I don't have the answer for you right now. It looks like it'll be pretty good, but I literally can't tell you without actually playing the game, which leads me to this build guide right here. Link in the description below. This is a Mobalytics build, Woolie's Firebringer. Go ahead and check it out. There's a complete separate leveling guide that I've written up too. This is for every warrior choosing Bone Shatter. Bone Shatter with a Shockwave Explosion. This is like by far the best way to level a warrior, so go ahead and check that out. So this is more or less what the playstyle is going to be. Pretend I don't have access to Forge Hammer, so pretend like this is Forge Hammer. Just a ranged ability. You're going to toss it out. It's going to go slam, hit the ground, and do a actually quite large area of effect. We're also going to use the armor explosion mechanic, so anything that gets hit by it will have their armor fully broken because we're playing the Warbringer, and which will trigger an armor explosion. So safe to say, especially with Herald of Ash, if I fit that into the build, we're just going to one-shot packs with Forge Hammer, recall it, rinse and repeat over and over. So clearing should feel actually rather good. Problem is single target damage, as we talked about with the uptime of Ancestral Cry. So the rotation is going to be this. Pretend like the first use of Volcanic Fissure here is the Forge Hammer, because we have to actually shatter it. So the enemy's here, and before you use Forge Hammer, you're going to use Infernal Cry, because they changed Infernal Cry on the next patch to give you empowered attacks based on the power rating of the enemy. As we talked about earlier, unique enemies have 20 power, so you get 1 empowered attack per 10 power, aka unique enemies give you 2 empowered attacks by default. All this means is that you want to pop Infernal Cry immediately. As soon as you find a unique enemy or even a rare enemy, whatever's going to be tanky for you, pop Infernal Cry first. Because when you use Forge Hammer, which is your next ability here, pretend like this Volcanic Fissure is Forge Hammer, it's going to give the damage bonus from Infernal Cry to that Forge Hammer and all of its fissures. That's the important part. The fissures that you're going to step on and trigger constantly will get the damage bonus from Infernal Cry. So it's very important that you pop Infernal Cry before you use Forge Hammer. Don't forget that. So Infernal Cry, pretend that's Forge Hammer. Then you're going to actually use Volcanic Fissure, which, by the way, it's going to have 3 fissures. They buffed it on the next patch, so you have 3 fissures here. Then you're going to pop Ancestral Cry, and then just walk in a circle. There you go. You have 8 seconds of this. Walk, 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 walk. Hopefully the enemy dies within 8 seconds. If it doesn't, then, we're going to have to figure it out. I'm thinking right now we're going to use Rolling Slam. Because that seems to be the fastest slam skill that you can use to like quickly ignite enemies. But there are definitely much better ways. If the only goal is to quickly ignite an enemy 5 times, there are definitely better ways to figure that out. I just have to actually, get into the game and find those things for myself once I get there. So if all of that sounds like your cup of tea, again, check the Mobalytics build guide in the description below. I will constantly be updating this as I play. Do not worry. Whatever info is here, it is just temporary. I will update absolutely everything as I am actually playing and figuring out the build. Now, it says that Forge Hammer here is a tier 9 skill, which requires level 31. So you get this sometime in Act 3. I will use this right away and test it out. But if it's not better than just continuing to use Bone Shatter for leveling, I'm just going to keep doing Bone Shatter until we get to maps. And then I'll swap over to the Forge Hammer build once I get there. But if this does actually feel pretty good, I'll just keep using Forge Hammer while I level. Anyway, hope you guys are excited as I am to play 0.3. Check out my stream at twitch.tv/WoolieGaming if you want to follow this build live, or if you have any questions in general, stop by the stream. I'd love to have you. Other than that, thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.